Good girl. Heel. Sit. Sit. Good. Sit. 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 Just working on some handling stuff today. Just trying to get a good understanding of where she's at as far as what she's learned so far from her heel work, and so I kind of know where she's at, what we still need to work on before we start progressing. Sit. 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 You notice right here, I'm giving a little bit of pressure towards me and giving her the sit command. We want to make sure this sit is super, super solid. If we don't have a solid sit, we will not have solid place work. Sit, 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 sit. Cole, here, heel. Good. Also working on just her overall focus and attention. Um, the more focus and attention you demand, the more focus and attention you will get. I want a dog that's checking in with me consistently, not worried about everything else going on in the world, but more focused on me. Good. Heel. Good girl. Sit. Good. Good girl. What a good girl. Heel. Working on our heel work. She was wanting to pull with me a little bit earlier today. I know you said she does pretty good on heel, so we got some work to do there, in my opinion. I'm just doing what I call the figure eight drill, which is just simply walking in figure eights. The reason I do this is we get an inside turn where dogs will typically, keep going and getting in front of you. I want a dog that's going to hug my hip and give way to me. I don't want her to become a trip hazard for anyone that's walking her. And then on the outside turn, dogs will typically continue to go that way. And so I want her paying attention, enough focus to know that heel, heel, enough focus and attention that she's paying attention to what I'm doing and not doing what she wants to do. Heel, heel, good, heel, heel. I'll tell you, like I tell everybody, someone's always in control. Either you're in control of your dog or the dog is in control of you. This lead, I use the slip lead. This is your power steering. It is your direct line of communication to your dog when on lead. You'll notice I want loose leash walking. You'll notice I'm giving her just a series of little tugs in the direction I want her to go. So when I'm doing this outside turn, boom, just giving her a little tug, which is going to help a ton on her hugging tight to our hip. And when I'm doing an inside turn, I'm just giving her a little tug back so she's hugging this hip. Good. Sit. Good girl. What a good girl. Good. Good girl. Heel. I've introduced her to this elevated place, is what I like to call it. It was not fun getting her to jump up there, but it's going to be the first step towards getting her comfortable with jumping, and it'll help towards her learning to load up as well. Heel, heel, heel. Good. Sit. Good. Eventually, we'll have her where she's just auto sitting. When I stop, she'll stop, pop her bottom down. Um, she's doing good though. Settling in good. We're just getting familiar with each other today. Heel. Sit. Good. Good girl. Good. Can you place for me? Here. Place. Sit. She made that look entirely too easy compared to what it was like earlier today, just to get her to jump up here. Good girl. Oh, yeah, that's a good girl. Good. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good. Good. Sit. 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 Not a lot of focus right now. That's okay. Sit. Sit. Good. Good girl. See, when she looks at me and checks in like that, I want to praise her for that. This is what we want. Good focus and attention. Good girl. What a good girl. Sit. 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 Here. Here. Heel. Sit. Good. Good girl. Good. Heel. You can obviously tell she's had some work from a training perspective before getting here, but there's still work to be done with the heel work and just a nice calm sit. Sit. Good. Good girl. What a good girl. Good. You want to place? Here. Place. Sit. Good. What a good girl. It's a good girl. It's a good girl. I do not train with treats. A lot of people do. You can get a dog to do a lot of different things with treats, but in the real world, if you're at your office or down at the lake, at the dock, or something like that, you're not always going to have a bag of treats or a piece of cheese. So we do the commands because we know the commands and understand the commands. Good girl. Good girl. Good. I never want to give a command I can't enforce or one I'm not willing to enforce. Good girl. Sit. 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 Good. Good girl. Sit. 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 Good. Sit. Here. Good. Here. Heel. Sit. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. Heel. Here. 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 Good. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Cold place. Good. Sit. We'll transition this elevated place to either the back of my truck or to the side of my truck to the door to get in. Well, once she gets excited, obviously she's already figuring this out. Once she gets excited about jumping on place, then we'll start loading her up into the back of the truck with this place, and then before too long, we'll just be able to remove the elevated place, and she'll go right into the truck on her own. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good. Sit. 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 You'll notice too. Um, here. Here. Good. Here. Heel. No. Here. Heel. You'll notice sit. Good. Good girl. You notice just I'm doing this very subtle little tug with the lead. This will eventually mean sit to her. I don't know if she was trained sit that way where she was at before, but I like doing it that way because it's very subtle. If you've got her on lead, you'll be able to stop, have a conversation with anybody, and you're going to be able to continue to reinforce the sit command. Like right now, I'm reinforcing the sit command 3 different ways: verbally, of course; visually with my hand, like if with traffic cop, if I was going to step out in traffic and stop traffic, I'd put my hand up. Sit. Good. And the third way is just this little tug. Sit. 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 Again, it doesn't mean a whole lot to her right now, but it will. Sit. 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 And early on, I would rather reinforce the command than have to correct the command. So I know it's annoying to hear me say sit so many times, and she probably hates hearing it over and over and over. But I would rather set her up for success by reinforcing the good than having, if she breaks on me, having to correct the bad. So I'd rather reinforce the good than correct the bad. Sit. 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 No. Sit. That's a correction. Sit. Good. Sit. Sit. Cole. Place. Good girl. Sit. Good. What a good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good.